What's up, everybody? A Sparrow with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on the Space Engineers Inspiration series. We're starting things off today with the Borg Cube. This is a fairly interesting build to me. It's primarily designed from a creative standpoint, so I don't know how well it would hold up in survival. It's also got quite a bit of room on the, I guess, the interior for improvement and kind of customization if you would want to, according to the description. But I love the intricate kind of detail work done in all this. Really, really cool. No idea how long that must have taken to do all of that. It's pretty nuts to me. So yeah, the visual side of it was easily the biggest attractive point to it as far as why I wanted to feature it this episode. I don't know in terms of weaponry and stuff like that what it has on it, and based on reading through some of the comments in the description, I will say that I do believe this is more of an interpretation than like trying to actually do an exact one-to-one type build. So, if you're a big Trek fan out there and see issues with it not being 100% accurate, that's why. But like I said, honestly, unless this was done through an algorithm, like I've mentioned before, you can do some of this kind of stuff in 3D modeling programs and then import it back into Space Engineers if you know what you're doing, and it would save you a lot of time. But if this is all done by hand, oof, yeah, hats off, because this is pretty crazy. I mean, it's again kind of like we talked before in the Reverse Engineers series. It's not entirely complicated. It's a lot of lights with a lot of light armor blocks, but still, to do it all like this is nuts. And it looks really good. It looks really, really cool. It has a bit more of what I would say an artistic style than what you see in the actual show with the Borg of Star Trek, that typically has more of, like, I've mentioned before, like a greeble. It kind of just looks like there's just a bunch of stuff all over it kind of thing. This is a bit more of like an artistic style look to it. It has a bit more of a ancient runic kind of look to it, in my opinion. But really, really cool. Let's check the inside. I do like the inside, actually. It's very green. Go green, right? Particularly because of the way it's all sectioned off in cubes. It's kind of cool. Because the Borg are, you know, very logical and systematic. They're not really one for aesthetics. Hence, they made a ship that's a square. I mean, it's as if I was building their ships. But, yeah, so I like all these little square sections and things like that. I think it's really cool. It adds to kind of that Borgy feel, if that's even a word. Should be. It is now. And the fact that, like, the thrusters and things are kind of left exposed and stuff, because, again, it's Borg wouldn't care. So I like that kind of touch. Adds a little bit of believability, in my opinion. And believe it or not, with all of the times that I've pasted in ships incorrectly, facing the wrong way, upside down, all that stuff, I got the cube right. Go figure. As we can see from the main bridge over here, the cube part, I pasted in facing the right way up. I don't know. I don't know how you paste in a square in the right direction, but can't get a ship with a bridge or something that's sticking out. Anyways, moving right along. And according to the description, I believe it did say that you can move, or this can actually traverse atmosphere. I'm not sure I want to try it, but it did say it can be done. It uses hydrogen thrusters. But it was designed primarily for creative mode, so survival aspects and fuel ratios and all that, I'm not sure about. According to the taskbar thing, we just have the thrusters, the front door, and the light controls. I don't see any weapons, surprisingly. But again, based on the description, that might have been left open for user customization type of thing, where you can add what you want. So let's turn the thrusters on. Wow! And this is a vanilla blueprint, by the way, in case I hadn't already said that. So for vanilla, the speed is actually really strong. Now, I don't know if the block damage would have to stay off. I do think I have it off by default in my world here. But because of that thruster flare, when you're slowing down and stuff, I don't know if that would actually damage anything or not. But acceleration and stuff is really good. The gyroscope type speed is a little bit on the sluggish side, but not too bad. So bear that in mind. But yeah, overall I thought it was pretty cool. Very artsy and very, very detailed in terms of like that all those grooves had to have taken forever. But anyways, I thought it was really cool. So with that, let's move on to the next one. Alright, so next up we have the E-12 lander. Now, the description is fairly light. It says that it's an exploration ship, it has an airlock, it can seat up to 5 people, has retractable landing gears, and 2 detachable beacons. But the description may be light, but the trailer for this ship that's featured on the Builder's YouTube channel is probably one of the best ship trailers I have ever seen. It's awesome, and yeah, I need to learn how to film things like that because it would help me out immensely. But the ship itself is actually really cool in and of its own. I mean, the trailer, honestly, I could feature the trailer as an inspiration for something. I don't know. But the ship itself is really, really cool. Particularly what drew my attention is the very unique kind of hatch that's over here. I've never seen this before, and I am thoroughly excited to look into it further. It's a small exploration type ship. I mentioned that before. It looks like it has a couple of fixed weapons here, but again, it's another one of those small ships that has a lot of little details in it. As you can see by the incomplete glass panels and things. I think those are glass. Oh, text panels. You know, stuff like that. It's got some of the a little bit of the greeble going on, but not too much. Most of it looks functional, actually. We've got thrusters, we've got buttons, lights, ooh, blinky lights, parachutes, camera controllers. There's a turret on top. We've got thrusters there, but a lot of little stuff that's just cool, like hiding the thrusters under this little overhang and things. It's really, really neat. It's just a lot of little intricate things. It's pretty cool. It does have retractable landing gears, which I definitely want to look into. They're probably simply attached to pistons. Well, I don't know. Yeah, it looks like it. This is another vanilla build as well, at least to my knowledge. So I'm actually surprised that they could do that. I didn't think that pistons were available for a small grid, but apparently they are. My bad. So let's check out this hatch. Now what's interesting about this is most hatches don't actually seal. They end up using a rotor or something like that with a landing gear to basically act as a maglock type thing. But this actually uses a merge block and what I'm assuming is a piston. So let's check it out. I love this. I love it to bits. Alright, so this is really cool. It's utilizing a piston, blast door blocks to circumvent the collision boxes, rotors, probably to add some more distance between the piston heads and stuff and the blocks, because you can use the displacement function of the rotor heads, and then a merge block to actually really seal it as part of the ship. So when you close this, I imagine it will be airtight. I think. Hatch trigger. So that goes down. And then when it actually snaps, you can see there's no gaps. So that actually creates an airtight gap, or an air-sealed hatch, which I don't think I've ever actually seen before. So I apologize if I'm nerding out a little bit, but that's really cool. I don't think I've ever seen a small ship grid, frankly even a large ship grid, that used a hatch that didn't have to have some kind of airlock structure, but that it actually... Oh, I mean, I think the description actually mentioned that it had an airlock, come to think of it. Odd. I don't see... Unless that's functioning like an airlock? I'm a little confused on how that might be an airlock. But, whatever. Wouldn't be the first time I was confused about something. So, yeah, I really, really like that to the point that I'll have to maybe reverse engineer it, if you guys want to see that. But I'm definitely going to do it on my own time, just because I want to see how that hatch is really, all that's put together, because the use of the merge block there is really, really cool. But again, we've got a lot of detail here, which is always fun, always cool to see something so lived in. And it looks like we've got some small reactors, maybe as backups, maybe as detail work, not really sure. Got a cargo hacks. Cargo hacks. That's a cargo hatch access, is what I was trying to say. Main light. Ooh, mood lighting. Main light's there. Hatch controls. It looks like our gyroscopes are there. Cool. Got a couple of passenger seats, it looks like. I'm stuck somehow. How did I get stuck? And then we've got some cool cockpit area with some... Ooh, that looks like a... What is that? By the way, kudos for making a small ship that when you get out of the seats doesn't throw you out into space. That's awesome. Cockpit lights... Empty. Oh, okay. But it looks like we've got a beacon control seat here, because there are 2 detachable beacons. And we've got maybe like a navigation or fire control type area. Not too sure. And then we've got our typical flight seat here. Ooh, we've got landing gear readout. Ooh, fancy schmancy. Alright, what are we looking at? So we have a camera here, Gatling guns there, rocket launchers there, landing gear timers, turning them on and switch locks, atmosphere and hydrogen and ion thrusters, parachute controls, beacon 1 and beacon 2 timers. I imagine those are the launch controls. We'll test that out. Lights, beacon light 1 and 2, and that's about it. Alright, cool. So let's first play around. Whoa. View is pretty far out there. So let's first play around with the beacons. Alright, apologize for that. I had to sneeze. So yeah, let's make sure that the beacon lights are on. Beacon 1, 2... Okay. So, let's see what happens. It's probably going to be these guys right here with the batteries on them, maybe. I try and figure out if I can see where they are before they detach. It's kind of a little game I play with myself. Well, let's see. Alright. Yep, I was right. So that's the beacons, though I'm not seeing much of a beacon. I must have probably not done something correctly to turn them on first. Maybe. Oh, there's beacon 2. So 1 didn't work, but 2 worked for whatever reasons. Cool. That's pretty neat. I do like that idea. Alright, so then we've got our camera, which I'm guessing is Gatling guns. Yep. Cool. And then our missile launchers are out the front, which I'm guessing... Yeah, they're right there, so that's your fire control. Alright, cool. Now, movement-wise, we've got all the thrusters turned on for now. Moves really nice. Really, really cool. Very responsive. Very easy to fly. I like it. I approve. Now, I don't think I want to try the landing gears while we're at this speed, so I gotta let it slow down a bit. But really cool ship overall. I really like it. It's a very... I would consider it a real design in that I could actually see, like, years in the future using ships kind of similar to this. It's got a very practical approach. And the landing gear, ooh, we get lights and everything. So that helps for landing, no doubt. Pretty cool. Alright, so that's going to do it for this one. Let's move on to the last one. Alrighty, so last but not least, we have the Vagrant Mark V Cardinal by Tartaross, which is a builder that I've frequently featured on my channel, and I'm happy to see more stuff come up in the workshop from them. This is actually a new variant on the Vagrant chassis, I believe, is how it was put in the description, and it makes sense because I thought I had seen this one before, but it looks a lot better. So, yeah, really, really cool. A lot of detail work goes into all of these. This is a modded build. This is a world file, so you don't have to download all the mods, which is good because there tends to be a lot of them. But I think it's a good thing because it adds a lot of little details to stuff that you just can't do it as well in vanilla sometimes. It's just harder. I mean, you can, but it just doesn't look as good. So, yeah, a lot of cool stuff. I mean, I could just point out a lot of different stuff in here that's cool about it. Even this little stuff. What is this? I need a welder. Let's see. Character. There we go. Nope. Actually, give it to me. That would be cool. There we go. So yes, even these little structure beam things, they don't really even do anything. They just add more details to stuff. I like all the piping and things too. Landing gears are kind of interesting as well. Those actually don't look too crazy modded other than the hinges and probably the maglocks underneath them, but really cool looking. It's definitely a different kind of landing gear than I've seen before. There's also this guy, which is a personal elevator, which is always nice. But, once again, I don't actually know how modded this is. This looks like a lot of blast door blocks, so it gives me ideas to use in my own stuff, even vanilla stuff. Obviously, we have a button here. But, yeah, that works pretty well. Pretty well. Alright, ooh. Alright. We got some cool stuff going on in here. I like the floor paneling too. That's gotta be a mod. Yep, armor paneling. There we go. Ha! I can't say I've ever seen tires used as a bed before. That's new. But kind of cool. Oh, look at that! That's pretty neat. It's using the SNCN structures as like a rack, like a supply rack or something. That's pretty cool. I do have to admit, I honestly like the cramped feel here. Most of the time I would not, but I actually like when the feeling of like being in a cramped space works in a spaceship. It just does work in a, to me it's like that's how a real spaceship would probably be, like NASA and all those. They're really, I think they're cramped. They might be doing better with them now. I don't really keep up with all of it. Oh, cargo LCDs. Looks like they're running the M-Master scripts for cargo information. We have a med bay here. Is that what that is? That's for the back area? Yeah, med bay. Just look at the little heart monitor and the help. Should have been a clue, right? So, yeah, pretty cool. It's very cozy. Very cozy interior. It's not really a big interior, but it works really well for this ship. Now, where is the cockpit, though? Oh, there it is. A little harder to find. It's up here. Ooh, this gives me Elite Dangerous vibes. This is pretty cool. I'm liking it, especially the orange and yellow color schemes. Really making me feel very elite-like. Alright, so we have the readout here on the side. Extend, retract landing gears. Lock, unlock landing gears. Extend, retract elevator. Weapon systems on and off. Choose rockets or autocannons. Fire main turret spotlight. Oh, and then we have a little readout to tell us what's going on. Cool. I like it. I like it. So, I'm assuming the landing gears are locked. Maybe. So we want to unlock them? Yep, we're unlocked. Okay, let's retract them. Ooh. I do like those. Oh, let me get a... I like the landing gears on there. That's pretty cool. Very different. And we don't need the elevator, so 4 would be weapon systems. Let's turn our weapon systems on. Hopefully they already were. Maybe? This doesn't seem to be doing anything. Oh, that's shoot once. Okay. Alright, so rockets or autocannons and fire the main turret. Okay, I should actually, you know, read the thing. That would help. We have a spotlight. Alright, let's see. Let's test. By the way, I like how it's in this hangar. It's pretty cool. Let's test and see if I've improved over the years of playing Space Engineers and can get out of this asteroid without crashing. That would be a feat. I know it's a huge asteroid, but still, you guys, I mean, if you think I can make it out of there easily, you don't know how bad of a pilot I am. Ooh, yeah, it looks better out here even, too, in the light. You can see all the little bits and bobs. Oh, it moves really good, too. I like it. Alright, so... I think I just turned everything off again. I don't know. Yep. There we go. Wait, where'd the missiles come from? Oh, I see him now. Okay, I didn't see him before. Buried under in the underbelly of the nose. And then the autocannons are up top, I thought. Nope. Oh, they're down here. Well, okay then. And then the main turret. That's gotta be the main turret. Ooh. This thing's got some firepower. Alright. So in terms of movement and speed and everything, again, with modded stuff, it's a little bit unfair to compare because you get modded thrusters and gyroscopes and all that kind of stuff. I don't know that any of that was used, but typically they're used, but it moves really nice. Very fun to fly. So, yeah. I like it. I like it a lot. I didn't realize, apparently this is going to be a fairly short episode by comparison to my last couple, but I guess that's okay. I tried to kind of show off everything that I thought would be interesting. A lot of these were just smaller ships. I didn't have a big capital vessel to walk through and stuff like that, so I guess they just didn't take as much time. Oh, I like the bridge. That's really cool. Or the cockpit. That works really well. I like the front. It's got a hammerhead kind of look to it. Really cool. Anyways, I forgot to mention it in the last episode. Thankfully, everybody seemed to just kind of assume that's the standard way of doing things now. But I'm going to leave a poll right about now for the builds that were listed here for the Reverse Engineers series. So if you'd like to see one of these 3 builds taken apart and dissected a little bit more thoroughly, be sure to leave your vote on the poll. I forgot to do that last episode, but apparently it didn't matter because everybody did it anyway, which was really cool. So yeah, I think that's gonna do it for us for this episode. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you all next time. Peace.